everyone, myself Sumit, welcome you to this video. In this video, we shall see the lesson from the NCERT Honeydew English textbook for the students of class 8. And from this book, we are going to take the chapter 1 and the lesson is the best Christmas present in the world. And we will see in this video just the introduction of this lesson. And this will be the part 1 of this lesson. So my dear students, if you have the book, you can follow the book, or for the timing in this video, you just listen to me. I am going to explain you the lesson in detail, and later on we will see in the book text wise, okay, paragraph wise you will see, and we will just try to understand sentence wise. Okay, so in this video just I will give you the explanation. So listen what I tell you about the story. Now this is the lesson which will be telling us about the event that took place in the year 1914. Now my dear students, there is a family that we are going to deal in this story. There is a family, and that family is living in England. Okay, living in England, and the place name is Bridport. Okay, place name is Bridport. So the family is like this. There is a wife and husband, and the husband is in military. Okay, and he is there in the border of England. And you know, dear students, in 1914 there was a great event. Okay, what is that great event? That was the World War I. And in this video we are going to see that in the World War I, the husband is there in the border as a military man, and the wife is there in the house. So the husband writes a letter to his wife, okay, Mrs. McPherson, and tells that it was on the eve of Christmas, on 26th of December the letter is written, and the letter is received by Mrs. McPherson on 26 January 1915. And in this letter, the husband writes like this. He tells to his wife that now in the border we are celebrating Christmas. He explained the celebration of the Christmas on the border. And my dear students, if you remember the events, what is the event? The World War I. And that war is going between two great countries, and that is against British and Germany. Okay, so they are there in the border of British, and they are there in the border of Germany, and both of the soldiers are coming together to celebrate the Christmas. Okay, you can imagine two enemies celebrating the Christmas together, and he explains in the letter all the Christmas celebration that they had done. So this letter was kept in a drawer. Okay, this letter was kept in a drawer, and there was a seal put over there, and it was written that the last letter of James McPherson, and it has to be buried with me. Who writes that one? The wife, Mrs. McPherson, writes that one and put in a tin and covers it nicely, and over that he writes in a sheet of paper that this is the last letter of Mr. McPherson and it has to be buried with me. So that was kept in the drawer, and that is the drawer of roll-top desk. Roll-top desk is like this. This is a desk which contains or which is including many drawers there. Okay, you might have seen in your schools, in your houses also it may be there. Okay, now so that letter is kept inside that. So one day it so happened that the house, okay, wife is there alone in the Bridport in the house, and husband is there in the border fighting with the Germans. Okay, so what happens? Suddenly the fire is there in the house. Okay, because of the fire, there is a fire in the house, and it gets burned. The house gets burned. Okay, so when the house gets burned, the wife is now shifted to the ashram, where the old age home. Wife is shifted to the old age home, and all the materials of the house are already sold to some of the जंक शॉप और जंक शॉपकीपर्स, या फिर वो जो हम बोलते हैं भंगार वाले. ओके, तो वही सारे लोगों को ये सारे सामान जो बचे कुचे हुए थे घर में, वो सारे को बेच दिया गया. तो उनमें से एक था कौन सा? रोल टॉप डेस्क, जिसके अंदर ये मिसेस मैकपर्सन ने वो लेटर को रखी थी। तो इसमें क्या होता है माय डियर फ्रेंड्स, द राइटर नीड्स वन roll top desk and he is going shop to shop, different shops he went to buy roll top desk, but he did not get any roll top desk. Okay, he got many roll top desks, okay, but it was so costly, okay, so he could not afford to buy that kind of roll top desk. So as he was going and looking for the roll top desk, he went to one of the junk shop, okay, and he saw the roll top desk which was shifted from the house of that Mrs. McPherson to the junk shopkeepers, and he finds that particular roll top desk in which Mrs. McPherson had kept the letter which was received by her from her husband. Okay, so the writer tries to buy that roll top desk, and the condition of the roll top desk, my dear students, if you see, that is not in a good condition, because I told you that because of the fire, the house got burned, and that lady, which lady? Mrs. McPherson, was shifted to old age house. Okay, and the materials or the things that were there in the house, that was sold to the junk shopkeeper. So you see the condition of the roll top desk is like this. It has already gone, it has already burned, and water has already damaged all the roll top desk, and its legs also are not properly mended or repaired. But it was costing less price. So what did the writer do? He bought that roll top desk because he had no money to buy a new one. So he bought the second hand roll top desk, but it was not in proper. But he thought that he could mend this one and he could repair this one, and he took it to his house. Then after taking this roll top to his roll top desk to his house, he started working on it. Started working on it means he started repairing the roll top desk, and he started the work on the eve of Christmas. Eve of Christmas means just before, or 24th of December. So as he is trying to repair the roll top desk, he is removing everything. Okay, he's removing everything. He's just trying to open the drawers are there. Many drawers are there. But the one drawer which was there at the end of the roll top desk was not opening. Okay, not opening, and he tried his heart, and he tried as much as force he could. He tried to pull it up, okay, but he was not able to pull it up. But finally, what he did, he just struck with his fist. Then it opened, and after opening that particular drawer, he finds what he finds: the letter which was kept by the Mrs. McPherson. Okay, Mrs. McPherson, the letter which was received from her husband. So he is opening that letter, and he knows, the writer knows the other people's letter, it is not good to read. But even though his curiosity, he is not able to stop it, and he reads the letter, and over that letter there is a paper is there that is cellotapped nicely, and there it is written, this is the last letter of Mr. James McPherson, and it has to be buried with me. Then reading this page, again he tried to open the letter or unfold the letter, and what is written inside the letter he wanted to read. So he opens the letter, and the address is given there. Okay, this address also is given there. Mrs. McPherson, Bridgeport. Okay, so all the addresses were there. Then he opened inside the letter. What was written? All about the Christmas celebration in the border, that her husbands were there in the border of England and Germany. Okay, and how they celebrated the Christmas on the year 1914. Okay, that was written all about. And my dear students will see this one very nicely. Then what the writer tries to do, he tries to take the letter and reach the letter to that address in which the letter was written, because the writer also thought that this is by mistake, somebody has kept this letter in the drawer and has forgotten. Okay, so he is trying to find out that address, and he reached finally to that particular address, okay, where the Mrs. McPhersons were living, and finally that house was burned. So that house he goes and tries to find out the address, and by some of the people he came to know that the lady was there seated in the old age home. So he went to that particular old age home, and then he tells that this is a letter. But my dear students, here is a funny incident takes place. What is the incident? In the letter, Mrs. McPherson's husband had written that we will be coming back soon. Okay, so that was in the mind of Mrs. McPherson. So when the writer goes and gives the letter to Mrs. McPherson, who is old now. Okay, she became old now. Okay, so what she thinks, that her husband has come back to her, which in the letter he had said, and now that has come true, and my husband is back. To whom she is considering her husband? To the writer who came to get the letter. And this is what the Mrs. McPherson thinks that, and it was on the Christmas day the writer tries to reach the letter, and on that Christmas day itself the lady thinks that her husband has come back, and that is why this is what the feelings of her husband, and he feels that writer is her husband, and that one she considers that this is the best Christmas present that I have ever received. So my dear students, this is what the story we are going to see in the lesson. So I have explained it to you in details. So in next video or in coming videos, we are going to see them in sentence by sentence and part by part, and it will be very nice. So my dear students, keep waiting till the next video comes to you and you can watch it. So thank you for watching, and meet you again in the next video.